The Go Getta gang is here.
Why you know I'm gang.
On Power 93.7 WBLK.
Buffalo, tomorrow we welcome one of the country's leading voices on economic empowerment, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. John Hope Bryant is the founder, chairman, and CEO of Operation Hope, a best-selling author, entrepreneur, advocate for expanding economic opportunity and financial dignity. Now, he's coming to Buffalo for Bold Moves 2, and I'm so excited because it's happening at the Statler. And before he takes the stage tomorrow, he's joining us right here inside ADRI.V's Go Getta District on Power 93.7 WBLK. Mr. John Hope Bryant, welcome to the district.
ADRI.V, my honor to be with you.
Yes.
Heard good things about you.
Thank you so much. And it is an honor for me to be able to just have this conversation with you because I feel like your mom did exactly what my mom did to leave my sister and I in position. And I realized that, I may be talking to this amazing person, but there are some people here in Buffalo who may not know the story and who is John Hope Bryant. And I would love for you to pretty much just give them a quick glimpse of what happened in your life that made economic empowerment your mission.
I mean, I'm God's child, first and foremost. And William Smith and Johnny Will Smith molded me from God's potential in South Central LA in Compton, California. My grandfather on my dad's side was a sharecropper. My grandmother on my mother's side had a shotgun shack in East St. Louis. My second great grandfather was a slave and was in the Union Army fighting for Abraham Lincoln in the Emancipation Proclamation, trying to defend people who wouldn't defend him in Memphis, Tennessee. So I've got social justice in my bones. My grandmother, second great grandmother on my mother's side, owned, after she left slavery, escaped slavery, owned a small home and had a boarder, a renter. So I've got capitalism in my bone properly, self-reliance properly. And so my grandmother owned one shotgun shack. My mother owned 7 homes in her lifetime as an hourly worker with an 850 plus credit score. And when she passed away, she had $1 million net worth. And I ended up owning 700 homes and bought and sold that company. Built that company and sold it for over $120 million about 4 years ago. Most of the people know me from Operation Hope, which is another organization I built, which is the largest black male-founded nonprofit in U.S. history, the largest financial literacy coaching organization in America. We've invested with our partners about $4.5 billion for ownership of our people in our communities, including there in New York. So over $5 billion invested, and the only accolade I'm really proud of that I repeat is that Forbes recently did a calculations of distance traveled on the 250th anniversary of America, and found that of the 250 Americans that they selected as the greatest living self-made Americans on our anniversary of 250, that I was number 145 on that list. And it wasn't about net worth. It was about net activity or net energy or net distance travel. So it was distance travel from the bottom to the top. And my friend Oprah was number 1 on that list. Abraham Lincoln was number 1 on the historic list. And here you are, Oprah Winfrey, on the greatest living list. So that shows you how far this country has come. It shows you what's possible for everybody in the country, everybody in between. But this system's not working for everybody. Mm-hmm. In fact, one would argue it's not working for most people. And people feel the system is gamed and only the wealthy are getting wealthy and only the rich are getting richer. And that's not sustainable. It's not what the country was built on, based on, or how it will succeed. And so I've pretty much made myself, Adrian, the nation's economic plumber, the nation's chief aspiration officer, and building plumbing for us from the middle of the country down. That includes not just black people, poor whites. There's more poor whites in America than anybody else. Latinos, Asians, Indians, women are a huge driver of the economy. A third of the economy basically are women, get no credit for it. $8 to $10 trillion a year. Women, 41% of all businesses in America owned by women. All this is in my book, Capitalism for All, which is a bestseller now, #1 bestseller in its category for the last 4+ months. So I think this is a movement, ADRI.V. I think that we're sitting in a moment in history right now. I think that this is the third Reconstruction. But this movement will be played out not in the streets, as the second Reconstruction movement was, the Civil Rights Movement. This movement will be played out in the suites. This is from civil rights to silver rights. This is financial literacy as a civil rights issue of this generation. Yes, understanding how this system works, capitalism for all, to grab your share of ownership. But it's also AI literacy, right? It's understanding that your job's not going to be taken by AI, but your job may be taken by somebody who can use AI. So it's a lot going on, as you said. And we're in a moment in history. You want to feel relevant today. You want to feel like your life, you lived at a point where your life mattered. This is that time. Nobody should be bored right now. But folks got too much month at the end of their money. They're frustrated. They're upset. They're a little confused. But rainbows only follow storms. You cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. You cannot grow except through legitimate suffering. And this is our time. We've been doing so much with so little for so long, we can almost do anything with nothing. And when the rules are published and the playing field is level, African Americans in particular, kill it. We kill the game. I mean, professional sports. Think about that.
Yes.
Think about the arts, ADRI.V. Think about entertainment, sports. Think about church as a sector. I mean, from the bottom to the top. Think about politics, from slavery to the President of the United States of America. So why can't we do this with free enterprise and capitalism? Why can't we? Of course we can. Of course we can. But we've never been given the memo. We never have been given the instruction manual. So I wrote a business plan for Black America, business plan for Latino and Asian America, a business plan for rural America, et cetera, et cetera. It's in the book. It's in Capitalism for All. So I wanted to provide solutions for people, a North Star, where we pointed to where we need to go next right now, the how of how we get there. So PhDs are good, PhDs are better. And then a little bit of assist, that's a plumbing. So I've got this Operation Hope infrastructure, plus my for-profit companies that provide a range of coaching, counseling. The coaching for my nonprofit is free, by the way. Well, not free. I subsidize it through raising, $70 million a year from my partners. And so folks like you and me, who look like you and me, get scholarshiped into free coaching and counseling, financial literacy and AI, and soon AI literacy coaching and counseling. So that, if you say, who am I? Where did I come from? I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm up from nothing, quite literally. And I'm a proof point that this is possible. Success at scale. It's possible to go from one of the poorest zip codes in America, Compton, California, deep South Central LA, to the 0.001% of income earners and wealth in this country, and achievement in essentially half a lifetime. That's the message I'm bringing to Buffalo, to be bold.
That is it. I asked one question and it was loaded, and you touched on everything from our economic standpoint, the state of the country when it comes to people that look like you and me, and even as a woman entrepreneur. And just this week, I actually graduated from the Goldman Sachs Black in Business Women program in New York. So I just feel like it's a good program. It's an amazing program. So to hear you speak from that data space, and we've just been crammed into it for 12 weeks, it is absolutely true. And as you shared, having taking nothing and creating something and really just killing it. It's truly where we are. And I think also as someone who's a Buffalonian, and when we look at this place that could be very cold for much times of the year, we're excited because not only is it a cold place, but it is a bold place. So when you talk about making bold moves, why was it important for you to be a part of this conference? And, you gave us so much in just one moment, but what made you say, hey, I need to be in Buffalo for this, and yes to this conference?
I've been to Buffalo a few times. A guy named Luca, years and years, probably 25 years plus ago, this guy named Luca gave me an award in Buffalo in the Key to the City. And I was so honored by that. I went there with my mother, who's no longer with me. We stayed there in his house, Italian guy. And this was before the internet, so, the stuff's not well documented. It was before social media, of course. Sorry, it was before the internet, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. But that's one of the memories. But more recently, I went there with the CEO of KeyBank to open a Hope Inside location, one of my 1,500 locations across the country in 43 states. So I have operational work on the ground in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Number three, this country and the world, you think global, you act local. So again, what's in my book, Capitalism for All, is, because it's 200 pages of data, is that 90% of GDP, gross domestic product, economic activity, are in cities. And people think about New York City, or they think about Los Angeles, etc. But most of the action, the growth action, are not in those places. That's where the money has already been made. That's where the wealth has already been made. You got to figure out where the puck is going in this country. And it's places like Buffalo. And it may be cold a lot of the year physically, but it's warm in the hearts and minds of people who are dreamers there, many of which who I've met and look forward to meeting, who are literally the future prospects for the growth, the economic growth of this country. 40% of this country is black and brown today. Within 10 years, it will be a majority of minorities. We got to train them up in places like Buffalo. We got to make them proper, good capitalists, so they are owners and they do well and do good. Once they do well and they succeed, they give back. They do well and do good too, and lift other people up. So I'm just, as you were talking or asked me that question, I'm reminded, in no way comparing this story to this great man, but I'm reminded that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Gave 6,000 speeches over 13 years, and gave the I Have a Dream speech, that single speech, more than 100 times, just traveling nonstop all over the country, most of which wasn't reported on by the national media. But he realized in order to create a movement, you had to weave the fabric. And so the plumbing of this country has to include incredibly important places like Buffalo. So I can't be everywhere. I can't go everywhere. But we do try to select places that are significantly, uniquely important. And I believe Buffalo is one of those places. So I'm showing up.
Well, listen, I'm excited that you see us from that standpoint, because I truly believe, like you said, it may be cold, but the hearts are warm, and we're consistently prepping and positioning ourselves, of course, to be able to look at this perspective of the global landscape and do what we need to do from a local place. So I truly love what you just said in that place. So for those that are listening, and are on the fence and may not know if they want to come or not, what do you say to them about making sure they show up for Bold Moves Only too?
What else you gonna do? Sit there and go broke? You hang around 9 broke people, I guarantee you're gonna be 10th.
Yes.
You got one of the, take me out of it for a moment, but just take the reputation alone. You got one of the 250, Forbes 250 showing up in your city.
Yes.
Who was black. When's the last time that's happening? You've got an Oprah's Angel Network awardee. You've got a Black Enterprise awardee. You've got somebody who's built 50 companies and the largest Black male-founded nonprofit in the U.S. history in the city. Somebody who's built a financial literacy coaching organization and has $100 million a year plus in cash flow in these companies and $5+ billion in capital raised and deployed, all legally, done legally, showing up in your city. You've got a mission to change your own life, because people listening to this, I guarantee you, the majority have too much month at the end of their money. So you've been complaining about this very thing. I need to make some more money. I need to make some bold moves. I need to own a home. Or should I own a home? I need to own a business. How do I own a business? I want to become an entrepreneur. What is an entrepreneur? Who's going to teach me how to become an entrepreneur? I need access to capital. I need somebody to coach me up. I need a better credit score. I need a better mate. I need a better partner. Does it matter if my partner is aligned with my vision as I am? Yes, it does. You can do bad all by yourself. By the way, you don't need any help. These are questions for life. Yeah. You better show up. Better show up and show out. This is not a question of whether people say to me, why should I try God? Because God cannot possibly mismanage and screw up your life worse than you have. Give him a shot. I can't guarantee you that being positive, which is what we're going to do at Bold 2, I can't promise you that being positive is going to make you a success. But I absolutely guarantee you that being negative will make you fail. Get up and get yourself all day like it's going to a ministry session or a work session or a revitalization session or a retreat session or a remaking session. Get up, put on your best attitude, and get yourself to Bold 2.
Just that simple. Get up, get yourself to Bold Moves 2. Mr. John Hope Bryant, I truly appreciate you calling in and giving us a full breakdown who you are, why you do what you do, and why it's important and imperative for people to be at Bold Moves 2. Now, my show is all about being a go-getter and just encouraging people to act, seek, and knock. And from your perspective and all the things that you are and have done, you are truly a go-getter. And why do you think people should embody the spirit of a go-getter mindset?
Well, I mean, it's everything, really. This country is made up of every race of people. But other than Native American Indians, everybody's an immigrant. Of course, black folks got on the wrong boat. That's a whole other story. But people chose to come here, Adrian. I mean, that says a lot. So if you came from Nigeria, or you came from Italy, or you came from Poland, or you came from South Africa, or you came from Morocco, or wherever, or Latin America, wherever it was, you said, or your grandparents said, or your parents said, you know, I've got a dream for myself. I want better for my family. I've got, $20 in my pocket plus the plane ticket. I'm on the move. I'm going to be bold. I have a dream for myself. I'm going to that light on the hill, that place I've heard of called America, and I'm going to make something of myself. There goes Goldman Sachs, a Jewish guy named Goldman and a Jewish guy named Sachs, quite literally. There goes Johnson Publishing Company. There goes Oprah Winfrey. There goes Walmart CEO Sam Walton, who didn't even start that company until his mid-50s, by the way. And it failed initially. I would tell that story when I'm there. It failed. Somebody tried to steal the idea from him. He ended up in Bentonville, Arkansas by accident. And now it's the biggest retailer in the world. All these big companies were once small ones. Somebody's dream. Steve Jobs was literally a Jordanian immigrant from the Middle East. People don't know that. Steve Jobs. And look at, he's changed the world. And we can be the change we want to see in the world also. But somebody needs to give us a memo of capitalism and free enterprise and how this system works. Because if you're not working it, it's working you. So first Reconstruction, freedom. Second Reconstruction, access. Third Reconstruction, ownership, agency. So you've got to see yourself as part of the change we want to see in the world. If we don't get this right, we might be, as a country, collectively speaking Chinese in 25 years. because you never had a world leader that wasn't the economic leader. And China and Russia and a few others are trying to knock America off its pedestal. They're trying to steal. They can't do it on a fair fight, trying to steal a position, the first position in the world. And so my rich friends need my poor friends to do better, if only to stay rich. So it doesn't matter like even the companies there, they should want to be at Bold 2 to invest in the human capital that's going to be seen at Bold 2. We got to get the human capital at Bold 2 to see themselves as worthy of access to capital and investment, and get that credit score up, get that attitude right, get that training on point, so that they can be the recipients of access to capital or partnership with some of the companies in and around Buffalo, or the companies who might invest in Buffalo. Like I said, I came there most recently with the CEO of one of the biggest banks in the world. Chris Gorman, the CEO of KeyBank, to open an office there. He made a major investment in my nonprofit, and just recently, like last week, and put millions and millions of dollars in my for-profit affordable housing entity. I'm up from nothing. Mm-hmm. I am the dream that I'm talking about. So people need to see themselves in the cloth, in the character of the framers and the originators of this country. And yes, this country is imperfect and it's screwed up in many ways. But capitalism and America and democracy, or American democracy, American capitalism, are horrible systems, except for every other system. It is the best bet in the world for uplift and aspiration. That's why people came here from all around the world, and they're still trying to get here. That's why we're the biggest economy in the world, the most diverse place in the world. But we've got to realize, again, math, there are 10,000 baby boomers leaving the economy every day. And I'm not being racial here, this is just data. Right. White, wealthy, college educated, all retiring, ADRI, at the same time. 10,000 a day, not a month, a day, including weekends. Leaving the economy, all going to play golf at the same time. They made their money, to build their wealth. They checked out. Who's going to replace them? Somebody's better replace them. Right. Who's going to replace? This is just math. We need. This is not even optional. This is the new army. We are it. We are the new economic army. We are the new achievers. We are the new builders. We are the new bold. But are we prepared? Yeah. Do we have the talents and skills that you were taught at that Goldman Sachs program? By the way, do we have those skills and those talents? Are people, maybe folks not going to leave like you did and go to Manhattan and do this new program? But this is right there in Buffalo. What's the excuse? Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the excuse? Well, there's not one, because when it comes to the man that you are, the information that you're bringing, and the example that you have been able to show us what's possible, there is no excuse for people not to be there and to understand that they got to be go-getters to come get this information. So before you go, tell the people how they can follow you on social media, because I'm always on there. You're forever dropping gems and making it very clear on the steps we should take, and how they could connect with you, now before we even get to tomorrow. Sure. So I've got about 1 billion video views in the last 2 years, 4 million plus followers on social, talking about this, financial literacy game, talking about this capitalism for all game. About 3 million views a week. Top 1% podcast, Money and Wealth in the world, all 6 continents. So if you want to listen to my podcast, I drop about an hour a week of lessons. It's free. They can find podcasts, Money and Wealth, on Black Effect and iHeartRadio, wherever they get their podcasts. They can go to my social media at John Hope Bryant, at Operation Hope, at Bryant Group Ventures, and follow me there. That all content is also free. And once people have read my books, which are my instruction manuals, 7 books, that include the memo, Up From Nothing, Capitalism for All, Financial Literacy for All, now Capitalism for All, books before that, Love Leadership, the memo, Banking Our Future, etc. Once they've gotten the books in their head, they've listened tomorrow, so they listen to the podcast, watch a little bit of these 2-minute social media clips you're talking about, which is 2 minutes every day, something that's bite-sized, people can sort of get their heads around. And they come and they meet me and they shake my hand. And I love when folks say, in an airport or whatever, I don't want to bother you, can I have a picture? Because that's their takeaway. That's a connection to the dream for themselves, something to remind them that it's possible. Okay, shake my hand, get that picture, keep it somewhere, take one of the quotes and put it next to the photo. And then write your dream down. What are you bold about? And there's that dream, that vision, that's your North Star. And get to it. Create the business plan. Hope with a business plan. Using my plumbing. Follow me on social media and support the organizers around Bold too, because this is part of the infrastructure for the new, in my opinion, civil rights movement. SILVER.
That's it, the Silver Right Movement. And so I truly appreciate you, John, for joining us today and the work that you continue to do around financial empowerment, entrepreneurship, and truly creating pathways to wealth and being the example. You don't just talk about it, you are truly showing us all about it. In Buffalo, you can hear more from John Hope Bryant tomorrow at Bold Moves 2. We're only making bold moves in 2026 and beyond. It's all at the Statler Buffalo. And John, I truly appreciate you tapping in with ADRI.V's Go Getta District right here on Pod 93.7 WBLK and just giving us all the goodness we need to get ready to expect nothing but great things from you tomorrow.
My pleasure. And I will also just say to people, your role here in the media is invaluable. You cannot have a movement without communications and media. You cannot. And spokespeople and personalities who bridge, who amplify, who communicate. You've got the credibility. You've got the mic. No pun intended. But this is a moment in history, and people need to see it that way. And they need to see you that way. They need to see the bold moves that you have made, your own life story. That's also testimony and narrative, maybe even more relevant than mine. It's right there for people to experience. Anyway, I'll be there tomorrow.
Thank you so much, John. Don't bless me, then drop the mic and say, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a safe travel in.
Love and light.
All right. Bye-bye.